Hello, this is Alba Gomez and welcome to Amplify the podcast. I am incredibly passionate about helping men and women amplify who they are and how they show up in the world. Let's have a conversation about how you can amplify your confidence and presence so you get the results you want in your business and career. Welcome to episode number 3 of Amplify, and I want to talk to you about how you show up and what does have to do with your success. If you have been listening to the last episodes, you have heard me saying over and over again how you show up is everything. So today I really wanted to explain to you exactly what I meant. So how you show up every day in the world and in your life, for me, refers to the energy you bring with yourself. So what is the energy you bring with you when you enter a room? And that is actually the definition I have for presence. Presence and how you show up to me are exactly the same. So it's what is that energy that you bring with you when you enter a room? Is it an energy that demonstrates that you are confident, passionate, happy, knowledgeable, spiritual, intelligent, capable? What is that energy? How is it that you're showing up? So let me ask you a question. Have you been running in autopilot lately? Have you been waking up, going through the motions, doing what you have to do for your family, for yourself, for work, going back to sleep and repeating over and over again? For me, running in autopilot goes completely against showing up in full glory in the world. Because when we are running in autopilot, what we are doing is we are lacking presence in the moment. We are driving to places without realizing how we got there. We are sitting in front of a computer doing a job that we don't like. We are just doing exercise because we should. We are cooking the meals. We are doing the things that we need to do without passion, without energy. For me, running yourself in autopilot is really the way most of us, sadly, live our lives. I did for many years, for more than 30 years, I ran in autopilot. I did what I was supposed to do. My life was filled of shoulds. I should graduate as an engineer. I should work as an engineer. I should do this for my family. I should do this for this person. I should not say that. And I literally let other people's expectations run my life. So I want you to, for a moment, think, how much are you showing up in life with full energy and presence, being aligned with the person you actually are? So how much are you doing the things that you love doing the use of the gifts that you actually have, doing the things that you love with the people you know, using your time in a way that means something to you? I was reminded recently of how fragile life is, and most of us think that, as much as we all know that dying is the only thing we know is going to happen, we don't live as our lives knowing that things can change in the instant, in a second, and that we might have a year, 2, 3, 50, I don't know, but that we need, the only thing we have, the present moment, is today. And that's one of the things also that inspired me to start Amplify, thinking, if it's not now, when? There's no such thing as the perfect time where you have the money, where you have all the things around you to work out for you to finally live the life that you know you meant to be living. The moment is now. So coming back as to how you show up and your presence, because as I said before, my definition for presence is pretty much how you show up. So it's that energy that you bring yourself. So when we kick ourselves out of that autopilot, we start becoming more passionate about the lives we are living. We start getting jobs that are more in alignment with who we are, or we realign our businesses to be a representation of our gifts and qualities. We start leading more authentic lives. And this is a topic that I speak with all of my clients. And it's always really interesting to see that no matter the background, the age, the level of success, or where they are in life, men and women, we all end up doing so many things just because we think we should. And how we show up is 50-50 real, the other things are should, or how we show up is not an incredible expression of who we are, or we're always tired and we're just literally just dragging ourselves through life, running from one activity to the other with our social commitments, with taking care of kids and work responsibilities. And life becomes this kind of like circle in which you just run and never kind of grab your tail, and it becomes so meaningless, and we don't spend the time and the effort to stop completely, to reassess and analyze what needs to change. So how you show up is pretty much, for me, one of the most important things that will allow you to get the success you desire in your relationships, at work, in your life. But then how you show up really comes from how you see things, how you are running that mindset of yours. And it really takes for you time to step back into looking. Sometimes we end up acting and living our lives when we don't want to accept it, as our parents did. We learn those behaviors, or an uncle that was a great influence on us, or a boss, or we end up sometimes adopting simply the culture. We end up adopting behaviors from things that are around us, and we haven't stopped to really look into things and say, this is how I want to live my life. And I'll share my personal story, and I hope this inspires you, because really it's very unlikely. If you had asked me 20 years ago if I could believe I was living the life I'm living today, I would have said, no way. So I come from a culture that, as much as I absolutely adore my beautiful Colombian culture, we are very limited in terms of, we are very surrounded by fear and a culture of a lot of lack. And I think it comes from religions from a certain way. So what happens there is, I grew up thinking that I had to be an employee for the rest of my life, and that was the only way I was going to be able to be financially comfortable and live a life 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. That was it. Then I came to Australia, and I was finding this very interesting way of living that was so different to what I grew up. And then my abundance mindset started growing to possibilities. I started seeing possibilities, and I had the opportunity to work with incredible coaches that allow me to open my mind from thinking everything is out there. I just need to start finding what I want. And when I was in the worst moment of my life, right before I got divorced, with no money, with no friends, at the deepest of my depression, I made a decision that I wanted to make a change, because I went back and looked into my values, because I realized that the life I grew up living wasn't the life I needed to continue to live, that I could make decisions and changes. And I decided to change my relationship with my family. I decided that when I wanted to travel the world, I decided to change how often I was going to be seeing my family in Colombia. And I decided that I was going to live my successful career as an engineer and start a business in a country I did not know much about yet. But I did. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because, as I said before, it's about going back into your heart and really stop living your life in autopilot and doing things for others. And then here I am today, living a life that is incredibly blessed. It's not perfect. I have plenty of challenges, plenty of areas that I'm dissatisfied with, but I am living a more real life. I feel more authentic. And I know the word has been overused, but I feel more authentic is because I am living in a way that I feel I'm meant to be living. I am making a difference on people's lives. I have more time for the things that are important for me. I work harder at times, but I'm also more flexible. I'll allow myself to go and visit my family when it's important. I am living in alignment with what is important to me, and that is so important. And it has made a complete difference to how I show up, because how I show up now every day with what I do comes from my heart and is in alignment. So I show up with confidence, with passion, with clarity, with determination. I have my downs. I have the days when I don't want to leave my bed, all weeks, but every day is living so much more in alignment with the life that I'm created. And I'm proud of what I have created in my life. And I'm proud of the relationships I have with my family and with my friends. I am proud of how I have crafted a life and a business that work for me, that allows me to do things in a way that is exciting. So I want you to start reflecting that in which areas of your life you're showing up only in autopilot, and actually in which ways you're hiding as well, because remember, how you show up allows you to be visible, and visibility is the key to opportunities to find you. So if you're just running with your tank empty, always tired, being a little bit like blah, life is just boring, then you are doing a disservice to yourself, because then you also gonna be showing with that energy that attracts a low kind of vibration people and opportunities. Whereas when you show up like, hey, I'm here and I am going to live an amazing, incredible life, and I'm going to make a difference with my business, not in an arrogant way, but in an empowered, happy, real vibe, you are going to attract to you people and opportunities that vibe at that same level. And then the reminder that who you are today is perfect, and that you have the ability within yourself to change your circumstances now. We all will like to have more time, but you have control of time. And that is a topic for another day, because I'm very passionate about helping you realize that more than enough time is available to you. We can change our relationship with time. We can change our relationship with our work and whatever job or business you have. You can change those things today, and you can start showing up in full energy, in full presence, motivating yourself to really enjoy every day you have of this life, because it really is precious. And I know I have to remind myself that at times when I think it's all too hard, the stress of COVID, not being able to see my family, the death of family members, the drama, the personal drama also, all those things sometimes make you think, oh, it's all too hard. But then other days I wake up and I think, no, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm gonna show up with full energy, and I'm gonna do more of the things that I love doing, and I'm gonna share more of the message that I truly believe in. I'm gonna keep studying because I love learning. So the more I learn, the more I grow, the more I grow, the more I can share. And that is for me important. That's what feeds my energy and my motivation. So what feeds your life? What is important to you in your life? So let's go to the practical side of things. Let's score from 1 to 10. How are you showing up? 10 being in my brilliance, 1 being like a little bit average, full on an autopilot. Score yourself from 1 to 10. Then, what are the things that I can share a couple with you, but what are the things that you know you can start doing to lift and raise your energy? This is not the day to share that, but how we start your day. I'm going to talk about this also in a future episode, but how we start our days set the tone of the day. So what are you doing first thing in the morning? Are you jumping straight on your phone? Guilty of it many times, but I do have an intention, and I have a morning ritual that I do different things every day, sometimes the same. But one of my favorite ones are just doing power poses, just standing with your legs shoulder apart, hands on your hips, or hands in the air, and then I jump, or I dance to a song, or I repeat my affirmations. So I walk around the house, I'm confident, I'm powerful, I got this. I do a meditation. Like, there's many different things you can do, but I really encourage you to start your days with doing at least 5 minutes when you set the energy of the day. Whatever it is for you, meditation, dancing, yoga, stretches, visualization, smiling, listening to a podcast that inspires you. I don't know, something where you, before you start going on your day and give to others, you give to yourself. Then the other thing I want you to think about is, are you rested enough? Because I know how life goes these days. It's so busy, so many things. Are you resting enough? Because if you are tired all the time, showing up in full glory and with all the energy is going to be really, really hard. So what are the things you can start adjusting so you can start sleeping better? A very close person to me, when I met this person, was sleeping really bad. And then we started looking into many things, and was drinking a lot during the night, going to sleep really late, living in Coca-Cola and coffees during the day. The bag was just full of, needed adjusting, more exercise and stretches were needed so he could be more comfortable at night. So sometimes it's not so difficult to change little habits, but now I can report this person is sleeping like a baby. And it's been an incredible difference to his life and his productivity, and how much better he is at work, and how much better he is at relationships, just because at least he can bring more presence and energy into his day. Then also I want to ask yourself, how are you showing up visually? So do you have a haircut? Even for the guys, do you have a haircut that makes you feel confident? Are you wearing clothes that help you feel comfortable within yourself? Are you showing up in a way wearing things that make you feel handsome, beautiful, strong, powerful? No more doggy clothes that hide who you are and how you're looking at the moment. Your image and the way you dress also has a lot of energy, and you put on clothes that make you feel blah, you are gonna end up feeling blah as well. So pay attention to how you are dressing. And then just start thinking, what are the little things that bring so much energy to you? What are those little things that make you feel so happy? For example, for me, dancing, Latin music is one of those things that every time I dance, I wonder, why don't I dance every day? So what are the things? See, it can be playing golf, getting your nails done, taking a nap, dancing like me, singing, catching up with friends, getting a massage once a month, going to the beach for a walk without feeling guilty. We're going to talk about that another day. So what is one thing that you know fills you with so much energy? And you make a decision today that you are going to start doing more of that thing. Because as soon as you start giving to yourself and do the things that bring you joy and happiness, it's going to be way much easier for you to show up as the powerhouse, as the strong, capable individual you are. So again, I would love to hear how you go implementing these tips. And if you have any comments or there's anything you want to share with me, send me an email and I will love to hear from you. Bye. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Amplify. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe. Also, I will love it if you leave us a review. See you for the next episode. Bye-bye.